Hey, 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 aloha mai kako. What's going on, world? One and all, Kilamau Tengan here. Day 7 of Materializing Wealth. Hope all is going well out there. I want to catch you all up on what happened with my day 6. Day 6 was talking about the law of vibration and how everything is in movement, right? Everything is in a state of oscillation. And that oscillation is really interesting as we talk about vibration, because as we talk about, for example, the whole concept of high vibe, the higher a vibrational frequency is, the more dense it actually gets. And I used the example yesterday about cymatics. And so you got like a metal plate and you have a frequency generator beneath it, and it vibrates at a certain frequency, right? And so if we have a bunch of particles on top of that, what ends up happening is it ends up cohering, comes together in a intricate design. And as such, the higher the vibrational frequency something is, it's not just a matter of, it's not so much a matter of transcending form as it is transferring into form. Now, that gets to be a positive when we're talking about this concept of materialization, because what we want to do is exactly that. We want to materialize something. We want to bring something into form. And so yesterday I used the example of having a kick-ass playlist, one that really gets you lit, uplifts you, and gets you into a really positive state. And so I wanted to add a little bit more onto that, because I ended off a little abruptly talking about frequency and 432 frequency versus, well, I didn't say versus yet, as a very coherent state. Now that's A. Used to be traditionally what A as a chord was. Now, as we look at frequency, that's a whole another piece that I'll actually create an entire supplement to. When we talk about frequency, though, there's a lot that frequency can do. For example, cha-cha. So this is my, when I am working with my frequency, this is what I tend to work with. And it is an amazing thing to have to do and to use. And so, as you can see, it is a number of different tuning forks. And so I use this pretty often. I don't think you're going to be able to really hear it here. However, this is my 963. I have 174. I have all the different ones corresponding to and relating to the chakra systems, from root all the way to crown for the 7 primary chakra systems. And I use what's called solfeggio frequencies. Now, this is a grouping of frequency, which is really pretty powerful. Not really the time nor place to really go further into that, as much as just saying that it is an incredibly powerful tool that we can use in our belt or apron, as it may be. And that's something that I'm still continuing to work on today, which is a continuation of my kick-ass playlist. Now, this is something that when you listen to it, you really get very excited. You feel that energy, you feel inspired. And I am a big sucker for musicals. And one of my favorites is The Greatest Showman. And Hugh Jackman portrays Barnum, and from like the circus and so on and so forth, as a showman. And the soundtrack on that, the music on that, is phenomenal. And it actually really goes through the arc of an awakening process. And it goes through everything that we would see along similarities in what we identify as the hero's journey, if we look at that work as well. And so one of the things that I want to do for my own playlist is kind of build it around that soundtrack, because I listen to that anyway and I feel uplifted by that anyway. Yet I've been going through the radio and just listening to things, going through my playlist, looking at things, and I haven't come up with that yet. However, my commitment is to have my kick-ass playlist done by the end of the weekend. Today is Saturday, which is more of a free day for the boys and I. That's why I'm actually dressed in this. We're going to go play outside in the water in the pool. And so we're going to be having some fun today. Yet my commitment is going to be by the end of day tomorrow, Sunday, that I will have my playlist ready, and I will share it on this platform to let you know what I am jamming out to. And so look at that, though. If you're able to find more songs in the chord of A, 432 hertz is a really powerful thing because it is often correlates and corresponds with the heart center. And there's actually really interesting phenomena if we look at the coherence level with what is now traditionally the chord of A at 444 hertz versus 432 hertz. One actually does kind of hurt a little bit, which is the 440. And there's more coherence at the 432. I think I'll make a supplemental video about all of that as well, because that seems a little long-winded for what we're talking about here. In all intended purposes, though, we're working with now the third universal law of vibration. And specifically, we're looking at our jams, something that can actually get us uplifted and to create more coherence, especially when we're having those days that, sometimes it's not going to all go in the way that we are wanting and intending, and that's okay. That's just part of the whole process. Yet, how is it that we can shift and allow that movement going in one end of the emotional spectrum into the opposite? And that's where this playlist indeed comes into play. All right, that's it for now. I got to